Hello everyone. I decided to do a little tutorial on how to make the masks. These are the ones that Monument Health wants. They don't need the string in there if you're just donating to them, but if you're making it for yourself, you might want to add like a drawstring. You could also use a shoelace or whatever, but I thought I'd walk through the steps. It's going to include the cutting process so that if you are not someone who sews, you can still cut up fabric and help the cause, because I would rather sew than cut. So my co-workers at Labor and Delivery are helping me out by volunteering to cut out pieces for me so then I can sew them, spend more time sewing. So I'll start with the basics. There is a pattern that you can get. I will link it. It's, of course, it's backwards, but there are pattern pieces that if you're going to do it, you have to print these, make sure the 1-inch square is an inch. And what I did was I made little plastic templates out of them, and I put the size of fabric needed to cut it out. So 8 by 8 inches for that one. This one's 8 by 5. And this piece is 6 by 6. So, to cut them, you want to have a couple fabrics. You need 6 total pieces for each mask. I'm just sorting this here. Sorry. So, I think what I'm going to do is make have this be the front, and then this will be the inner pieces on the face. So they would like you to have 2 different colors, one for the outside, one on the inside, so people don't get confused and do the wrong, or turn them wrong side out while you're wearing them. So there is a right side of fabric and a wrong side. Some fabrics are the same on both sides, that's fine. But if they're like this, we want you to put the right sides together. So, like so. And then you can put your piece of paper or your template or whatever on there. And then just take a Sharpie or a pen, whatever you have, and just draw around it. So then, I don't know if you can see it very well. I'll just cut on those lines, and I'll do that with each piece. There's this piece and this piece. So I will do that and I will be back. Okay, I'm done cutting. So now I have 2 of the face pieces. They fit together perfectly, mirror image, and I'm going to sew along this curved edge. So I will just do a 1/4 of an inch seam, which is like the standard for most quilting things, but I'll just sew along the edge here. Let's see if I can show you a little. Oh, maybe not. I'm really sorry for my filming. It's awful. And then on this is the, it's called the mouth. The pattern piece is the mouth. I have 2 of them also, which are mirror images, and they go together like so. And then you sew along this curved edge. Sorry if you can hear my son, Trey. And then these pieces are called the cheek pieces. And what you will do with them is you take each one and you fold over the edge like this, and then just sew along that. I'm going to iron it just a tad before I sew it. I have my handy dandy iron right over here and a little ironing board. So I'm going to sew this. I need a cameraman. Then I will do the other one the same way. Turn that over and sew it. All right, here goes. Okay. Then I'm just gonna uncut those apart, all the pieces. And on the mouth, the piece that's designated as the mouth, you are also going, just so you can see it, how it looks when it's open. This goes on the inside of the mask, so it'd actually be this way. You fold the edges over on that one and sew it down also. I'm just ironing it. I can hear Trey upstairs. He's been home. He has autism, if any of you don't know, and he's been home for, I don't know, I feel like a month now, and hasn't got to go anywhere except in the car with me. So he doesn't, and then I make him stay in the car if I go in to get something quick. So he's kind of getting bored. He usually goes to school at Black Hills Works. I'm just sewing both of those right now. Then I will show you what you do next. All right, now I'm over at my ironing station. You will take your base piece. This is the one that goes on the outside. And what you want to do is open this seam a little bit right there and press it. You just want it to be open when you sew it together. And you'll do the other side too. You just press this open. You'll do that on that one, and then on the the mouth piece also, I want to press these seams open at the top where you're going to be sewing them together. It'll just help everything lay flatter once you're sewing them together. Do this one. And then, because these are curved pieces that are, you need to take a little scissors and just snip a little notches every about ½ inch along here. This way when you open it up, it'll be more smooth. Make sure you do not cut into the stitching though, or that won't be good. I'm gonna turn around here. So I'll do that on this one and the mouth one. Yeah, this will really be handy when it comes to getting them fitting together. So then you're gonna have this face piece open, and you're gonna place the mouth piece. You'll push it out this way so that they fit inside of each other, if you can tell. So I'm going to put this right in here. I'm gonna line up those seams, and then I'm going to place a pin, which I gotta grab. I'll show you. So I'm just doing a pin to make these match up. It's going to be awkward at first because it's curved and it's like, yeah. And then you're going to do the bottom seam also. So line them up. Sometimes you got to make it, just mess around with it to make it work. Put the pin in, and then there you have the face piece wrong side out with the mouth piece pinned inside. Then you're going to take the cheek pieces and place them right where they fit, so right in here. And then with this, because it's curved piecing, I've usually been pinning it in place. I'm not always a pinner, but for these I am. Pin that, and then you take your other cheek piece and pin it on this side. I definitely need something else too, or a cameraman or something, because I'm sorry, my stuff is not that good. So now you have a piece like this and a piece like this, and what you're going to do is sew around the entire outside, and then I'll show you what to do. Okay, the mask is sewn all the way around, then I did trim up the corners a little. Sorry. Now you're just going to reach inside and turn it right side out. If you have a little tool to push out the corners, or like a pencil with an eraser works, I have this little plastic tool for that, just to make the corners mostly pointed. Then you reach in the other side and do those corners. And then you're just gonna press, it on the outside edges. I usually start on the outside, like the wing part of it. And then I'm going to like push the curve in. You can see why it was important to have that clip to make those seams lay down better. I'm just kind of straighten this out. Then I'm gonna iron along the edge just to keep it nice and neat. Most quilters are ironing, love to iron, so that's what I do. Makes everything so nice afterwards. So now you have the main part mostly done. It's gonna fit on your face like this. So what we're gonna do now is these edges need to be folded over an inch, and I'm gonna iron that down. And do the other side. Depending on how you want to wear it, you could put in an elastic, like a hair tie or something here before you sew it down, and then you would have it with elastic around your ears. I'm making these that'll have ties, long ties that go around, so I am not going to do elastic. So I'm gonna sew these down without putting anything in them, just sew the inch seams here. I'll be back. Okay, now that those are sewn down, the mask is complete. Like if you're donating to Monument Health, they just want them like this. no ties or anything. I'm assuming they're going to have some like disposable ties or whatever to put in there. If you're making them for yourself, like I said, you can do the hair ties in there, or you can make a tie like this. I just took an inch wide piece of fabric, folded it in half, or folded it in on each other, folded it in again, and then ironed it and sewed right down the middle. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna just put it through this hole, which it's a very large space for a tiny little string, but I like it that way because then it can be gathered up on your face to make it fit tighter or looser. So you're gonna go down one and up the other. If you want to put a safety pin on the end of this and then pull it, it makes it easier to pull through. But so now you have string or whatever, a tie on the bottom, and then ones that will go above your head and tie. So I will show you how it works. So this part will go behind your head. And you can tighten these up, and then that will fit right under your eyes. You'll pull this back above your head. This string's a little short for the one that I usually make, but you tie it behind your head then. And so your mask is done. Covers your whole face. It keeps you from touching your face. And of course, you've seen all the stuff. They are not effective against the COVID-19 virus. They will help, say, if you have a cold and you're coughing or you have something, it'll keep droplets from going on people. The hospital is using it or probably will be using it to go over their N95 masks so that they can last longer and be more protected. Yeah, it's just, they're very easy to make and I love it, but you can see it ties behind, and this one strap just goes behind your neck. So I do have a variation that I'm doing for ones that I'm using that puts a little pipe cleaner in here to let you form it to your nose. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I took like two about 4-inch little pipe cleaners. If you have bigger ones, those will be fine. I twist them together to make them stronger. The one works pretty good, but the two works better in my opinion. And if you have bigger, thicker ones, you can use those right away. So the way these masks are made, this pocket, I think, is to be able to put a filter in and be able to throw away the filter. I've heard of people using, coffee filters. I don't know, but it'd be nice. Hopefully they have medical grade filters to go in there. But anyway, you take your pipe cleaner and it's gonna go right on this upper edge of the seam inside there like that. So I'm going to go into this filter pocket and I'm just going to line it up at the top seam. So probably hard to tell, but I can feel where it's at in there. There's a ridge right there. I'm going to pin it. Let me show you on this side so you can see the ridge made by and it goes out to here. So I'm just gonna sew down here, across and off, and that will hold it in there. If you need to put a new pipe cleaner or something in there, you could always take those stitches out on the end and remove it and put a new one in. I thought about leaving it open for a pocket, but I don't know. I didn't want it sliding and like poking, so that's what I did. So hold on. Okay, so now I have this stitching, you can see on the inside, that holds that little pipe cleaner in place. So when you put it on your nose, you can form it to your face. And it helps air, especially if you have glasses, from going up and fogging your glasses. So I like it a lot. Let me know what you guys think. If you have questions, if you go to the monument, I'll put a link before for the pattern, and you can print that out and make them yourself. It also tells you, it'll tell you where you can drop off masks that you have made to the hospital, so that then they will distribute them to who's needed. If you do not sew, but you want to cut up some fabric and prepare it for us, let me know, and I can arrange to have someone get it from you. So I'll leave my email below, and you can let me know that way, and we can pick it up off your porch in a bag or whatever. But please be careful, stay home, don't go buy fabric, whatever. I can't say don't go buy fabric, because I love to buy fabric, but the stores are probably closed right now. But if you have fabric that you want to donate or use, let me know. So thank you, and I'll be happy to answer any questions below. Okay, one more. I'm going to make the tie to go around the head. You want 45 to 50 inches. So I just pieced together 3 pieces of 1 inch fabric. I have a really cool binding maker tool here that you just put. I got it, the Quilt Connection. You put the fabric through there, and then as it comes out, it has it folded over twice in the middle, and you're going to iron it while, as it's coming out of this, you put the iron just right on the end, and then you push, or you hold this and just push, and it's perfectly folded over strips of fabric. Then I usually just fold it in half one more time and sew it down that middle. So it's very handy. Just gonna do this whole piece here. I guess I do like to hold it, but have a nice hot steam going. Just go down the whole thing. I've never had one of these before, and I love it. So, yes. Here we go. So that's done. So then, like I said, I'm going to fold it over. This makes really a tiny tie. You don't really need to have it that small, but like I said, then I sew down the middle, and I usually tie a knot in the end just to keep it together. So, all right, someone's tree came down. You say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi. Tell everybody, wash your hands. Say, wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yay. Thank you. Okay, bye.